Hey y'all, welcome to another video. Today we actually have a pre-release box for Jump to Lightspeed. We were able to get this at a local game store, and this will be my first time opening up booster packs for this new set of Jump to Lightspeed. We're gonna see what we get and also kind of do a walkthrough of like what I would do at a pre-release also. So we'll just do the pack openings. And like I said in my previous video, you get 6 packs. You get your building a pre-release deck guide. You get your tokens. Then you have your case here. Inside the case you get your hyperspace leaders, and you get this little box with divider. I love the orange. Orange is my favorite color, so let's just open up this hyperspace leaders here. So this is my first time checking these out in person, and they look nice. That's a Boba Fett hyperspace, and then a Han Solo hyperspace. Looking good. That's some good artwork. Then we have the other side of Boba Fett here, and then Han Solo right there. All right, so if you're doing a pre-release, remember these are leaders you can use to build your deck. So you have those two options there, and then you have your 6 packs. So this will be my first time opening packs. I'm excited to go through these packs and let's see what kind of cool things we get. All right, so let's start with the pose. All right, first pack opening for Jump to Lightspeed, for me at least. There's already been lots of videos online about Jump to Lightspeed. So we have one of the first leader, Wedge Antilles. So we could add that to our roster of pilots. And we have Theed Palace, and that looks nice. That artwork looks amazing. One of my favorite green bases there. Electric Magnetic Pulse, Sith Trooper, looks cool. Techno Union Transport. And what I'm doing now is basically separating by aspect to make it easier for me to decide what leader to use. The K-turn, or Koyo Grand Turn, covering the wing. Then we have a Bunker Defender, the Droid Missile Platform. And sorry I'm going slow, but this is my first time opening packs, so it's kind of cool seeing the artwork and stuff. Focus Fire, Frisk, retrofitted air speeder. That's a ground unit. Director Krennic hyperspace. It looks nice. And then we have we pull a legendary on our first pack. Wow, nice. We got the Radiant 7. Man, a legendary on the first pack. Whew, that's awesome. Cool. And then we have a foil Rebellious Hammerhead. Wow, good first pack. We got a legendary. All right, so we have our aspects already separated, so let's go to our next pack. All right, Rostico. So we have Han Solo, we have Wedge, we have Boba, now we have Rose, we have the Masasai Temple. Alright, Swarming Vulture Droid, cool card to have if you want to swarm stuff. The Dagger Squadron Pilot, Carillion Freighter, which is a reprint. Oh wow, Hyperspace Corporate Light Cruiser. That looks nice. Hyperspace looks nice. And we have a I had a hard time last time with this one too. Magnificent Frigate, Tandem Assault, Rebellious Hammerhead. Got 2 of those. Okay. Royal Security Fighter, Kijimi Patrollers, Red Leader. That's looks cool inside the Death Star. Face Off, Then we have Page Tico. These are uncommons. I think the next one is either a rare or legendary. You got a rare. So our rare is General Draven. Okay. And then we have a Villainous Indoctrinated Conscript foil. All right. Pack 2. Let's go to pack 3. Rio Durant. Oh, nice. Now this is a... Oh, that's cool. Let's just appreciate that art right there. Theed Palace Hyperspace. Loving that base. Awesome. Evasive Maneuver. We have Kimogila Heavy Fighter, or Camigula, TIE Bomber, Torpedo Barrage, Scouting Headhunter, got Insurgent Saboteurs, Cloaked Star Viper, Clone Pilot, the System Shock, Bonreg's TIE Interceptor, Silver Angel, Rafa Martez. All right, and then we have, wow, our rare base. We have Lake Country. That's the 34-point aspectless base. So we have that option as a base now. Then we have a foil rare jump to Lightspeed. Nice. All right, so our piles are looking pretty much even right now. At this point, I don't know which leader I would get, to be honest with you. But let's just see what other leaders we get. I mean, I wouldn't mind using something that'll be a little easier to just play with right at the beginning. We have Major Von Reg. We have a Major Von Reg leader, and we have a choice of Von Reg's TIE Interceptor. That could be a nice synergy. Nadiri Dockyards Hyperspace. Of course, that looks really nice. That artwork. Loving the artwork in this set. Resistance X-Wing. Heroism. Blade Squadron B-Wing. Jedi Light Cruiser. A Hyperspace Determined Recruit. So I'm noticing that the common hyperspaces are like in the 4th spot in this set. A little bit closer to the front. So we have a Hyperspace Determined Recruit. Liking that one. Echo Base Engineer. Resistance Blue Squadron. Crackshot V-Wing. Out of the Airlock. Okay. First Order TIE Fighters. Astromech Pilot. It looks cool. Uncommon. I Have You Now tactic here. A salvage. The next one is another rare base. Oh my goodness. That's cool. That's cool to pull. The Colossus. Yeah, no, it's a 35 hit point base. Sorry I'm not talking so much, but I'm just liking what I'm seeing. And then we have a Hyperspace Foil Barrel Roll. Very shiny, very shiny. Cool. I mean, honestly, we have a pretty even spread of like cards to use at this point. Sorry about the glare, but I'll try to minimize that. All right, so we have another leader here, Admiral Trench. So far we have 6 choices of leaders, and now we're adding Admiral Trench into the mix. All right, so we have Mos Eisley as our base. We have like a lot of choices for bases. Dedicated Wingman, create 2 X-Wings, Zagarian Starhopper, another Vulture Droid, it's good to see. The Guerrilla Soldier, Air Superiority, Prototype TIE Advanced, Desperate Commando. That in hyperspace I saw, it looks pretty nice. The Eager Escort Fighter, Shoot Down, nice card for aggression. Grim Valor. Looking nice. Loving this artwork. Wingman Victor 3. Wingman Victor 3. Decimator of Dissidents. That looks cool. And then we have our rare, which is the Rampart. Cool. And then we have a common foil, the Onyx Brute. I'm noticing the foil actually does not extend past the artwork. The foil stays in between the border here. You can see on the side right there. The foil does not extend to the edge. So it's a different type of foil that we have here on these cards. That looks cool, actually. You got the matte border. I don't know, liking that. Alright, last pack. You pull a showcase on last pack. And a pre-release box, it's happened. I've pulled, what did I pull? I think I pulled a Tarkin out of a pre-release box from the first set. Okay, so no showcase, but we got a Luke Skywalker, another one we could add to the mix. Luke Skywalker, General Shield, Generator Complex. Endor. Alright, so we have Coordinator Front, Black Squadron Scout Wing, Dilapidated Ski Speeder, Skyway Cloud Car, Red Squadron Y-Wing. Getting a lot of options here for Rebels. Direct Hit, looking nice. Dorsal Turret, Fight Fire with Fire, Perimeter ATRT, Power from Pain. It's our own commons now. In Depth to Crimson Dawn. We have a Dornian gunship just being destroyed, I guess, but there's a lot of firepower going on there. Alright, the next one is a legendary. We got a legendary coming up. Planetary Bombardment. Alright, we have two legendaries in this pre-release box. Resistance Blue Squadron foil. Alright, so let's zoom out, just kind of see our piles here. As you can see on top, we have a lot of leaders that we can work with. So let me just pile these up real quick. So the first thing I would do in a pre-release is I would check out my leaders, see what abilities they have, so that I can determine whether it will be an easy, way to build them or not. So I kind of look at their actions, for example, here with Von Reg. So his action is play a vehicle from your hand. If you do, give another unit +1 for this phase, so it doesn't have to be another vehicle, which can be useful because obviously we have a lot of vehicles, and we do have Major Von Reg's ship that came in. We have an option there. Luke Skywalker, if you attack with a fighter unit this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit, which can be useful as well. Rio Durant, we pay 1. Attack with a space unit, it gets +1 in Saboteur. So even with this one, with Rio, you don't necessarily need something to make this ability work. You just need a spaceship, obviously, available. Admiral Trench, discard a card that costs 3 or more from your hand if you do draw a card. Probably not good for this type of scenario, just because you might not have a lot of expensive cards. Maybe that's not what you want to do in this this type of event. When deployed, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. An opponent discards 2 of them. Draw 1 of the remaining cards and discard the other. So maybe on the low card, or a deck that only has 30 cards might not be a good option. I think I wouldn't use Admiral Trench, in my opinion. We have Rose Tico. For her action, you heal 2 damage from a vehicle unit that attacked this phase. That might be an option. We have Wedge. His action is play a card from your hand using piloting. It costs 1 less. That might be a good way to kind of get some space units out quickly. He's a 3/6, but if you put him as a pilot, the next pilot card you play this phase costs 1 less. Okay, that can be helpful to get some space units out. Alright, so we also have Boba Fett, which is when you deal non-combat damage, you may exhaust this leader. If you do deal 1 indirect damage to a player, I don't know if we have enough indirect damage or non-combat damage. It could be either through a card that says deal damage to something. That might be something we have, but I'm not sure. I have to look through the cards. Han Solo, reveal the top card of your deck, then attack with a unit. If the reveal card and that unit have different odd costs, that unit gets +1 for this attack. So that might pretty dependent on constructed, I think. So maybe Han Solo is not an option for this type of thing. So the ones I'm leaning more towards would be maybe Rio Durant, Major Von Reg, and Luke Skywalker. We do have all these red cards here. We could separate them even further. When it comes to our villainy cards, we only have 3 villainy cards that may be useful. Not a lot of options there. However, we do have more options for the heroism side. Maybe, you know, this could be useful with Wedge possibly. And then on our non-aspect cards, we do have some vehicles here, some swarming vulture droids, Corellian fighter. So we have some units here that we can, or some cards that we can kind of put in as filler if we need to. Let's just say Von Reg. Do we have enough to make Von Reg work? If we're looking at Von Reg, let's see what we have in terms of aggressive, the aggression side. So let's separate these cards even further. Aggressive villainy, we have 3 options. We have Von Reg's TIE Interceptor, which is the 3-drop, Prototype TIE Advance. It's another 3, and a Decimator of Dissidents. Not a lot of options there. But for heroism, we do have the 2 Rebellious Hammerheads, which are 5/7s. When played, deal damage to a unit equal to the number of cards in your hand, which can be interesting. Frisk as a pilot, it's a 2-drop. Then we have a Red Squadron Y-Wing. So we have more options in the heroism side in terms of units. Probably looking at this, I mean, we have a lot more events in red and only 4 pilots. But if you're thinking about Luke, so we have to think about that fighter keyword, right? Do we have enough fighters? Yeah, we have a vehicle crack shot there, or crack shot V-Wing, determined recruit, the pilot. Not a lot of options. What about here? How many fighters do we have? Nope. We have 1 fighter there. And then in heroism, how many fighters do we have in the heroism aspect? We had none there. Nope. 1 fighter. So we don't even have a lot of options of fighters for Luke to be useful. We don't have a lot of fighters. Let's check our other piles here. So for example, yellow. How many fighters do we have here? We have a fighter there, fighter there. We have a fighter there, but that's villainy. It's an event. All right, so yeah, this is the type of thing that you kind of have to figure out when you're working with your deck, right? It's a process, definitely, but this is kind of like what I do to kind of figure out what could be a good way to build a deck. And it's a process of elimination, really, because you're trying to figure out, okay, so if I can't use Von Reg might be good because you just need vehicles. We have a bunch of vehicles, but do you have enough villainy vehicles? Now with Luke, do you have enough fighters? Maybe you don't have enough fighters, but you're gonna have to look through your piles here, and that's what you're gonna have to do. It's a process of elimination, right? Obviously, and you're gonna have to just bring it down as fast as you can to like 3 leaders, 2 leaders. Okay, so maybe this is the best one, Rio Durant, right? Because all you need to do is have space units. You give it Saboteur +1 because it seems like it might be better for like this type of scenario where you're not constructing something. I mean, you're doing something on the fly, yeah, right? But that might be a good option for right now. So yeah, basically this is what you're doing, trying to figure out the best way to build a deck of 30. And like I said, you have an hour to figure it out. But the good thing is that something I do recommend is if you do go to a pre-release, definitely ask questions. Ask people, you know, suggestions. What do you think is a good option for this? What do you think is good synergies? Definitely ask. Don't be shy. It's something that a lot of people take pride in, I guess you can say, is helping other people to make good decks. Because obviously you're there to have fun. You're there to have a good time and to figure out how this set works. We're all there figuring it out. So anyways, I appreciate everybody so much for watching this video and sticking around towards the end. I appreciate everybody subscribing, and then here in the next week we're gonna have more stuff coming, some carbonite packs. You know, we're gonna open up a booster box, see what cool things we get, the starter sets, accessories. So there's a lot of stuff that we're gonna be recording here. So I appreciate everybody for watching, and just stay tuned for more stuff. Thanks.